This week on the Spotlight, we look at the Bears trying to knock off Detroit. Things look good right about then, didn't they, Earl Bennett? And then we have fans at Jack's who were way into the Bears and really bringing out the props. And then we give our props to the Reverend of the Bulls. And we finish up with championship trivia at Salerno's this week. Check out my website, benkowski.com, for my weekly article and up-to-the-minute trivia sites. It's the 25th year of the Lansing Floral Sports Spotlight. Flowers for every imaginable occasion at Lansing Floral Shop. Call them at 708-474-1212. They deliver. You've got to get to Jack Desmond's Irish Pub at 104th and Ridgeland for Benkowski Trivia. The next show is Wednesday, January 9th at 7:30 p.m. We've had some great shows there lately. They have $10 domestic buckets on Wednesday. Get to Jack Desmond's on Ridgeland. Want to get a haircut from a great hairstylist? Call mine, Rose Murillo, 312-726-2201. With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. Tanks is a great place to go with an outdoor beer garden, beanbag games at 124th and Western. You might find me there. They're open Monday through Friday at 10 a.m., Saturday and Sunday at noon. Watch Sox, Cubs, NFL. They have daily specials. A lot of good stuff and fun going on at Tanks, 124th and Western.
Hi, my name is Rose, and I've been a skilled hairstylist for over 10 years. I specialize in men's haircuts and in corrective color. Come visit me at Salon 203 at 203 North LaSalle, 312-726-2201. And while you're at it, come in and get a shoe shine and a shave. It's a great place where a man can be a man.
Las Fuentes, great Mexican cuisine at 115th and Pulaski. They have a great bar, wonderful drinks, and our video camera will be present on Sunday, October 28th, when the Bears play. Come over there and get yourself on television. We'll see you there. Great food awaits you at Ignat's Ristorante, 2421 South Oakley in the old little Italian neighborhood. Chicken Vesuvio and Cacciatore, steak Isabella veal Parmesan, Chicago's best time out, Chicago Magazine, 190 North, all say get to Ignat's Restaurant, 24th and Oakley. So the Bears against the Lions, and Jay Cutler with a little kind of a screen to Earl Bennett, who takes it all the way to the house. And the Bears ended up leading that first quarter 10-3. So the Bears have the lead after a quarter. That's a good thing. Not comfortable with all the yardage Detroit's piling up. Tell us your name and what you think of the game so far.
Yeah, my name's Chuck. This is my first time here. Hopefully the Bears win, you know? Yeah, it's a good start. It's a good start.
Yes. Got a couple of fumble recoveries and nice bomb to Alshon Jeffrey. I think it was him. And, I'm sorry, that was Bennett.
Yeah, I definitely agree that the Bears' defense is an offense.
Yeah, they set the table, and usually it can provide an easy score. But I think this might be a game where you're looking for Cutler maybe to do the 80-yard drive and show what they can do.
Yes, I totally support that thought right there. No doubt, no doubt. Go Bears.
All right, and what brought you into this bar today?
I was just driving past. I'm just here for a beer. It's a good place, and enjoy it.
All right, well, I hope you enjoy the food at halftime. That's coming up. Don't leave before that happens.
Right, definitely. Thank you.
All right, and we'll continue with second quarter analysis. Idonije and Peppers ripped the ball out, gave it to the Bears offense, and Matt Forte scores. It was 17-3, Bears then. The Bears defense kept getting the ball back. Tim Jennings with the pick. And despite a nice run back, the Bears could only muster a field goal, 20-3, then 20-10 Bears at the half. So the Bears have the halftime lead. Would have preferred the 17-point lead. Can't help that now. All right, reintroduce yourself to the television audience. Tell us what you thought so far.
Mike Scalari, we're at Jack's. Defense is playing okay. You know, you don't like to see the Detroit Lions march the ball down 80 yards, so to finish them hit the half, that's not a good way to finish a half at all.
Yeah, I'd like to see Color, interestingly, sustain a drive and not just get that 50-yard jump ball to one of his big leaping receivers. Keep the ball in their possession for a while.
I agree. You know, when you can run the ball a little bit, but when you can make the short passes, which they haven't done, there's been some misfires on the short passes. It hurts. You know, you give the guy a chance to get the ball and do something with the ball once he gets it, but that hasn't been happening for the Bears so far.
Oh, and they had a decent running game with Forte and Khalil Bell, so maybe a little more play action passing. And boy, the thing I always want, passing on first down.
Absolutely. When you can have the defense ready for a run and you can throw out a good pass play, it really makes a big difference in the game.
Well, that's what we'll be looking for. Any trivia observations about what's gone on lately?
Well, you know, we could have done a little bit better in our previous visit to the championship, but we're happy with the way it went. We've had a good trivia group here at Jack's, and we look forward to the January League starting up.
Yeah, we'll be back every Tuesday starting January 8th. And let's see, Joyce, you're here and you're excited about the game? No, just briefly. You know, you can do your thing, and I see you brought some props today.
We were going to give a shout out today to my boys, Charles Peanut Tillman and Julius, as I like to call him, Mr. Peppers. Sorry, Pat. My boys, I just wanted to say thank you. You had great years. You're both going to the Pro Bowl. Julius, 8 out of 11 years. And what can we say about Peanut? We just love Peanut, and we want to thank Peanut for taking this ad out. We thank you, too. You're a great guy. We love you, too. So, and yes, we had a great time at Trivia Thursday here, and then we all traveled down to Salerno's Friday for the big
We can't talk about the results
I
of that,
know, we're not going to, but we all had a great time. Great place, great food.
And why don't you showcase your hat while you're at it? Not too many people bring all this hardware into the bar.
Ring the bell. The bell is broken, so today we're hoping that we can
When the Bears score?
light up the hat a few times, and we hope that the Bears will give us some.
Hey, we got to bring that down a little.
Some.
Can you get that flashing? Yeah.
The Bears bring us some bear down happiness in the new year.
One of a kind. Oh, wait, you forgot one thing.
Oh, that's
Your signature remark.
We are hoping we get to say a lot today and hopefully in the next couple of weeks. That's right, bitches!
Now it's all complete. That happens after each Bears score or each correct trivia answer by the Honeymooners. You've got to get to Lansing Floral Shop. Open at 8 a.m. daily. Besides a great array of live flowers, they have custom silks, Bridgewater candles. They want you to plan your parties early at a wide delivery area. They're located at 3420 Ridge Road in Lansing, or you can call 708-474-1212. Weddings, funerals, birthdays, anniversaries, and guys, try the No Reason flower. Believe me, it works. Lansing Floral Shop. Give them a call, 708-474-1212. Kelly's Tavern, site of Benkowski Trivia at 44th and Wallace. The next one Friday, January 4th at 8 p.m. And again, Friday, January 18th at 8 p.m. Come out and play, bring some friends, have some brewskis at Kelly's Tavern, 44th and Wallace for some Benkowski Trivia and more. McKell's Inn, where good friends meet for a cool one. 3259 West 111th Street, just west of Kedzie. Tuesdays and Thursdays, they have $1.50 domestic bottles, $4 Guinness every day. Great people, great staff, and trivia switches to Monday nights starting January 14th. You don't want to miss that. At McKell's Inn, 3259 West 111th Street in Mount Greenwood. Bring your car to Quick Stop Muffler and Brake at 95th and Pulaski, and they'll fix it right. They also do shocks and struts, free estimates. Call them at 708-423-3700. They're very thorough in their work, and they have very competitive pricing. Quick Stop Muffler and Brake, 95th and Pulaski. Third quarter action. What was once a 17-point Bears lead is reduced to 3 with this Lion touchdown. Despite the fact that the Bears defense constantly was handing the ball back to the offense, Major Wright with this fumble recovery, it was only 23-17 Bears after 3. All right, we're smiling. We're kind of nervous about this 6-point lead here going into the fourth quarter. Reintroduce yourself and tell everybody what you're thinking right now.
Oh, Dawn Pickar, and I'm thinking that we better pull this one off because I really don't want to go for Green Bay. That next game, the whole game depends on who I'm going for in the next game.
Well, yeah, I know what you're saying. And you have a unique situation.
Yeah.
They're not here right now, but the NFC North is represented here at Jack's today. There's a Detroit fan. I hate to even acknowledge him. There's a Packer fan at your table, and I believe your main man is a Vikings guy.
Yeah, I'm married to a Vikings person. I'm saying person. I'm not even sure he's a guy at this point. Yeah. And he was born in Minnesota, and then one of my best girlfriends is the Green Bay fan. I think they were both trapped on their heads when they were babies.
Where do these people who like other teams come from? How can it be? But anyway, about this team, the Bears have had many offensive chances, and all they can muster is a field goal lately.
What do you think? I don't know what Lovey's thinking, but I hope he has a few tricks up his sleeve because we need it now.
Yeah, you're right in a way because the lack of deception. Some of these plays seem like they know what's coming before they're coming, and it sacked, -2 running, but maybe one sustained drive in the fourth quarter would be the answer.
That would be nice. We'll take it. Right now, I'll even take another field goal at this point. This score is way too close.
Yeah, well, the Bears got the ball in good position to start the fourth quarter. Let's see what they do with it.
Yeah, let's keep our fingers crossed.
By the way, did you enjoy your chicken and your macaroni squares?
Very good. They always have good food up here. Always.
Yeah, they really do. In the fourth quarter, substitute kicker Olindo Mare makes it 26-17. The Lions close to 26-24. So despite the Bears' victory, it is no-go for playoffs the 2012-2013 season. And so we wrap up from Jack's for this television portion of the year and internet web part of the year. But we'll still have plenty of trivia here every Tuesday starting January 8th. And come in for that. It's a riot. You'll have a lot of fun. Might be videotaping one of those pretty soon, too. So maybe it's time to cover those guys. Hopefully he'll get well soon. Happy New Year, and we'll have more on the spotlight right after these messages. So with no Bears, the NFC playoffs looks like this. Week 1 bye, Atlanta Falcons and San Francisco 49ers. Minnesota at Green Bay in a rematch. And Seattle plays at the Washington Redskins. And then the AFC playoffs, the Week 1 bye, goes to the New England Patriots and Denver Broncos for their best records. Then you got the Indianapolis Colts at Baltimore and the Cincinnati Bengals playing at Houston in Week 1. With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. You've got to get to Lansing Floral Shop. Open at 8 a.m. daily. Besides a great array of live flowers, they have custom silks, Bridgewater candles. They want you to plan your parties early at a wide delivery area. They're located at 3420 Ridge Road in Lansing, or you can call 708-474-1212. Weddings, funerals, birthdays, anniversaries, and guys, try the No Reason flower. Believe me, it works. Lansing Floral Shop. Give them a call, 708-474-1212. you got to check out Little Frank's Pizzeria and Bar at 79th and Narragansett. Thursdays, they got $1.50 Miller and Old Style. My trivia game will be Thursday, January 3rd at 8 p.m. You want to be there for that. They got $12 large pizza and pitcher all day, every day. Little Frank's, 79th and Narragansett. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie does tune-ups, transmission, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes, and emission system repair. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and they've done a great job for me. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie. Amelia's Bar and Grill is an amazing place at 46th and Halsted. They're open for lunch and dinner daily, private parties and catering, a very unique mixture of fine dining and Mexican specialties led by Chef Eusebio Garcia. Amelia's at 46th and Halsted. Go there and you'll be glad you did. We're back with our Bulls segment in the last couple weeks, and for one more installment, it's Reverend Scott Bradley. And Reverend Scott Bradley is going to talk about a wide range of things, including his history with the Bulls. It's very succinctly put. Can you bring us up to date now on the current crop of Bulls and your relationship with these guys, and who, in matter of minutes, you might be seeing tonight?
Well, it's interesting because a lot of my faithful guys from last season are gone. Kyle Korver, let's see, Ronnie Brewer, let's see, who is C.J. Watson, John Lucas, and so since they've kind of all been shipped out. But I have a new group of guys now. Of course, Nate Robinson is faithful. Luol Deng is periodically when he comes. What's interesting about him is knowing his family, meeting his mother, and even Derrick Rose. You know, his mother is one that we have I speak to her periodically and see some of the things that she's doing, and to see some of these young men that are stars on the court, that take the opportunity to come in and sit in and hear a word. And our chapels only last about 20 minutes. You know, that's why we as I was saying before, I have to make sure that I want to get them back in time. But in the 20-minute session that we have, and again, it's strictly voluntary. I may get some guys that come every game. I may get some guys that come every now and then. But in the 20 minutes that we have, we usually sit down and give them an opportunity to open up in prayer. I'll usually give a little Bible study, Bible lesson from that, and then open up again for their prayer request. And so with the current group that we have today, like I say, most of my guys from last year are gone, but I will see them when they come. But I've got a handful now of the there are actually 50. Well, let's see. I think we carry 14 on the roster now. There was 13 because you could carry up to 15. So I say periodically in the revolving manner, I probably had 5 to 7 guys at one time or another. Usually not all at once, but you know, if I ever get them at once, that'll be good. But at one time or another, I've gotten up to that many guys.
And a couple of visiting players as well.
Oh yeah, usually visiting players are very consistent because the chapel is consistent throughout the league. You know, it's not just here in Chicago. One thing when you mentioned Henry Souls, Henry, who actually retired now, is one of the pioneers of the chapel in the NBA. He, along with various stars as Artis Gilmore, Dr. J. Julius Irving, Bobby Jones, were among those. Dwight Jones used to play in Chicago. Those were the ones that actually got together, and a few others, to actually get this going in Chicago. What's interesting about Henry, and I probably say this as a tribute to him, Henry Souls, is that not only did he do the Bulls games, but he also worked the Cubs and the White Sox and the Bears games as well. And even, I don't know if you remember the old Chicago Sting, the old hockey team. Yeah. He actually was instrumental in working that as well. So he was a pioneer as far as getting the sports chapel going. And like I say, this is my 30th year. I started under him. And so it's been going on, as far as I know, at least 45 years, going back to the 70s, how long the chapel's been in the NBA.
Well, that's amazing. And it really gives me this opportunity to wrap up by saying one of the things that I have found particularly compelling and great about the way you do your services is that a lot of times, and I can say this for baseball, which hasn't come around yet, but in basketball, from the first day I ever asked, could I come in and be part of that? And, it may have been a stretch of time where I hadn't been to many services in my regular life, and I was at a lot of Bulls games on Sunday or whatever, and I was welcomed in with open arms, as were my crew people, and we were treated very well by the players and by the reverends, And in baseball, they still don't let the media be part of that yet. So you guys are unique in that sense, and you'll always have my appreciation for it.
Well, I'll tell you an interesting thing that you may or may not know about basketball, but it was actually founded by a minister. James Naismith was a minister. I think he was a Presbyterian minister. And the game of basketball was invented in the Massachusetts YMCA because he wanted to use it as an evangelistic tool to bring the children into the gym. And so this game was invented with peach baskets and volleyballs. But James Naismith, the founder of basketball, was a minister.
Well, there you have it. So inclusion is a necessity because it is the origin of the sport. And what a perfect note on which to close. Thank you, Reverend Scott. Always a pleasure, and I'm going to try to work on my attendance because we see the Rev all the time. He says, "Are you coming?" I think so, and then we miss. But Danny, we're going to do it, okay? All right, and we'll be back with more on the Spotlight right after these important messages.
I eat antipasta twice just...
Salerno's Restaurant and Pizzeria at Grand and Racine is the place to go before United Center Pavilion, Bulls, Hawks, Cubs, and Sox too. Dine in or carry out with great family recipes, including homemade pastas, steaks, seafood, a great fun bar area. Meet people, have a tremendous time. At Salerno's Restaurant and Pizzeria, Grand and Racine, you'll find a great variety of foods for you to enjoy at Salerno's. You've got to get to Georgia's Sports Bar, 5407 West 95th Street. Buck Bottles, Tuesday and Thursday. $1.50 domestic bottles, Sunday and Wednesday. DJ on Friday. Golden Tea. And the NFL ticket on Sundays with multiple games. Georgia's Sports Bar, 5407 West 95th. Swanson's Deli, Beverly Ritz Catering. Homemade soups and salads, fresh sandwiches, eat in or take out. Daily specials for lunch or dinner, and home of the famous cheese ball at 2414 West 103rd Street at Western. You've got to get there, and their catering serves any size. Swanson's Deli, Beverly Ritz Catering, 2414 West 103rd Street at Western in Chicago. Reggie's is a great place with tons of music, interesting people and staff, great food and drink at 21st and State. And amongst the cool things they have, Benkowski Trivia. And I'll be back there on Monday, January 7th at 7 p.m. I'll see you at Reggie's. But right now we're seeing you at Salerno's. It's the 2012 Benkowski Trivia title match. And we start with this ladies only challenge. It's a beer drinking contest. And this contest is won by Team Cobblestone. And they get the points, and they're celebrating. And good for them. And now we turn to a little more serious moment. In our game's history, we've had players who played just a short time, really long time. We're always respectful of people and their health conditions and when we lose players. And we have a new award this year. Maybe a little more familiar to the Salerno's crowd. But we lost a player this year named Jerry Pontarelli. He had played our game for upwards of 20 years. A sports fanatic, really big into hockey, but many other sports, and consummate Chicago guy. His thick Chicago Italian accent was so pronounced that he was used in a Chicagoland Chevy dealers commercial, just because he was so stereotypically Chicagoan. And in recent years, he'd come up to me, and the few times he was able to get here with his heavy work schedule, and say, "Swayze," he called me Patrick Swayze, and he would say, "Swayze, you need more sports in the game like the old days." And I said, "I know, Jerry, I'm trying, but the demand of many of the crowds are less sports." But certainly Jerry was a sports whiz. So we've developed a new award in his honor. It's called the Jerry Pontarelli Award for Sports Acumen. And it'll be given away each year to the team that dominates its location in the area of sports. Now certainly the crowd here at Salerno's is a very intense, sports knowledgeable crowd, but unfortunately, as what happens with MVP type candidates sometimes, there's a neutralization factor of the Sharks versus Team Chicago versus JMB, and with all due respect to everybody here is from Auntie Joni, Gordon.
So as they kind of knock each other head to head, I had to look to somebody who really dominated sports at their location. And so the first annual Jerry Poncherelli Award for Sports Acumen goes to a team that has several members here today. And that award goes to the Matadors from Jax. Come on up. Accept your award.
There you go, guys.
Nicely done. All right. And I must say, having won the summer and fall leagues at their location, it was done to a great degree with their sports acumen. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. And now they've melded their skills into the Jax All-Stars, and we'll see what happens with that. All right, we continue. All right, this is the conventional 3 topics, and here's what they are. We have more Name That Tune in this half. We have a TV category called TV of the 80s and 2000s, and the greatest actresses ever. So, and it's not just my opinion, I don't think. And we will start with J&B.
Because you guys are last, suckers.
Actresses.
She was a Best Actress winner in the 90s and the 2000s. That's the question on the board for J&B.
Hilary Swank is correct. A boxer and a boy. All right, and so, J&B, 670. I was referring to Amanda of Team Anti-Tony as a quasi-twin. All right, we go to the Jax All-Stars. On 30 Rock, she plays Jenna Maroney. Jane Krakowski. You got your Kowski on that one. 680. All right. We continue with the Chili Dogs. Todd Bridges is correct. I met Todd Bridges one time.
Who cares? Nobody cares. Anybody care? No. Nobody cares.
All right.
Nobody does. Name dropper. Nobody cares.
All right, Morningwood. Let's talk about what matters. TV. When you're sitting at home on the couch and you're watching Nurse Jackie, and that lady with the sexy British accent, Dr. O'Hara, comes on the screen, you say to yourself, I love that actress, blank, blank. What's her name? Not what you say. 5 seconds.
The answer, Eve Best. And we'll have more great highlights of Salerno's trivia match next week. This week's show has been brought to you by the Lansing Floral Shop. Call for your flowers at 708-474-1212. Huck Finn, a great wide-ranging menu, along with donuts and ice cream. Open 24 hours at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Imprint Graphics, leaders in booklet, perfect bound saddle stitch, very competitive pricing. Call 708-396-1010.